going on, YouTube? My name is Decker Woods, and I realize now you guys have never seen my face before. Oh, well, if you follow my Instagram, if you follow my Instagram, you would have saw my face. But yeah, my name is Decker Woods. I just wanted to come on here and say I was scrolling through my YouTube and my TikToks and my Instagrams, and I hear a couple people asking what inspired you to do music. And I was like, let me put in my little 2 cents. Everyone's story is different. I see a lot of people having some sort of dark, gritty background, like, oh, my mom was an alcoholic or whatnot and a drug addict, and I had to live with her by myself, or my dad was an abuser, and it was hard, and I wanted to make it out for me and my mom. I don't have that story. I don't. I'm not saying it's not a good thing to have a story like that. I'm not saying it is a good thing to have a story like that. I'm just saying, like, that's what I hear other people say, and that's just not me. Like, I don't. Well, okay, my life is a little complicated than me. Y'all a little broke, but like, it's more of like in the sense of we're struggling to survive because of the economy, rather than like, oh, this is a terrible place to live. I live in a really good spot. Almost nothing bad happens here, but I don't really have like a crazy background origin story to tell you guys, because my life, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, my life is pretty dang boring. My life is pretty dang boring. I'm a black kid from Texas. I go to school. Almost nothing bad. Well, a lot of bad things happen there, but it's school. It's an American school, okay? Like, but I wanted to get on here and just say what inspired me. What really inspired me to do music. Like I said, I'm a black kid from Texas, y'all. And there's not really a whole deep dive background in what inspired me, but rather more like who inspired me. And I would definitely have to say, like, okay, there's two people that inspire, really three, but like, let me explain. So one person that inspired me was definitely JT Music. If you guys have never heard of them, the kings of electro swing. I don't even know if you had a childhood, but basically I grew up with them, and those guys would always put out really good music, y'all. I highly doubt that there is not a single kid or person on this planet who has not heard at least one Five Nights at Freddy's song from them. Those songs got over 45 million views, bro. I really doubt there's a single person who has not listened to one, unless if you are genuinely like young or you're just super duper old. But JT Music has been around for like a really long time, or at least the times where it mattered in my childhood, because JT Music was like so good. Definitely a golden age of nerdcore rap. I would always listen to them when I was younger, and there would always be a thought in the back of my mind, like, yo, what if I did my own music? And I thought about it for a little bit. I was like, no, because back then I was young. This was around, I want to say this was around like elementary, maybe like at the start of middle school. And I had that thought in my head, but I kind of like tuned it out, because it was cheesy. Like, first of all, I didn't think my music would ever get to a level that they're at. It was mainly just the fact that JT Music was up top, man. But then I ran into a man named DPS, aka Daddy Fab Snaps, and I also ran into Dizzy 8 while I was looking at DPS, aka Daddy Fab Snaps. Ran into those guys, and it clicked in my head, like, yo, music doesn't just have to be one thing, it could be a multitude of things. And honestly, that should have clicked sooner, because I would always listen to Eminem, Drake. My dad would blast Tupac when I was young. I listened to a lot of Taylor Swift growing up. What was that other one? Not Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus was a real person, right? It wasn't just like Hannah Montana on TV. I mean, I did grow up listening to Hannah Montana as well. I mean, who did it? Who hasn't heard of Hannah Montana? And I'm sorry, I'm getting off track. Anyway, I grew up with like a lot of different music and a lot of different things on what music could be, but like rap has always been my thing. So that's why I guess I just kind of stuck with that. Hopefully I try something a little bit different on the channel. But yeah, rap is what I stick with. It like clicked in my head like, yo, okay. Because I see a lot of, like, I would go to their channel and I would scroll to the bottom to see where they started, and they start as the same way everybody else starts, like on their own, making vocals in their bedroom with bad acoustics, yet they still somehow manage to find an audience even with all of that, because their personalities are really good, or their music is really good, or just a combination of both. And I'm just sitting here like, okay. So in middle school, or not, I'm sorry, not middle school. In middle school, I actually had a YouTube channel back in middle school. That's a whole nother story for another day. In high school, it wasn't until high school where I started really applying that knowledge. I think it was sophomore year, right? Like literally just got out of COVID. And when I got thrown back into the world, everything changed, man. Like everything was different, bro. Like people can't take a joke anymore. I offend people by asking them a question, and it was rough. That was rough for me, because I genuinely didn't know how to have a conversation with another human being without pissing them off in some way, shape, or form. And I needed like a relaxer. I guess that's one of the reasons why I started doing content creation in the first place. It's just something to kind of escape the world that we live in and just go to a new one where everybody, well, almost everybody, kind of lives in harmony, paradise basically, which is YouTube. And where I can find a community that like is really cool. When I first started out on YouTube, really when I first started out, I had a vlogging channel, but again, that's story for another day. Then I tried again, and I made a YouTube gaming channel. I liked it, don't get me wrong, I really did, and it was very fun to do a YouTube gaming channel. But then that was when I first got thrown into the ring of content creation, and I was like, damn, this is a lot. A lot of people will say content creation is not hard. For some people, yeah, and some people are genuinely just lazy. But when you got people that are really putting their heart and soul into what they do, and the fact that it really can be mentally taxing on your mind, that junk is rough. I see people that are like 16 that are able to do what they do and stick with it, or switch it but still keep the same channel. See, I'm an overthinker. I like to overthink on a lot of things, and I like to just, I have major self-doubt, y'all. Like my self-doubt is crazy. I have major self-doubt, especially when I first started out on YouTube. Like, damn, am I good enough? Is everyone else thinking I'm good enough? Am I doing something wrong? And cause like for years I'm looking through like the eyes of my phone, looking into the world of someone who has already made it, and someone who has done this already and just made the decision from a really young age, and then that automatically defined who they are in their life. Yes, they're happy, but that still had a huge impact on who they became. And I'm looking at it in that sense, and I'm like, holy, is this what I want? Like, I did gaming for a little bit, and gaming was fun, don't get me wrong, it was fun. But I did it for a little bit, and I was like, oh my god, because I eventually got over 100 subscribers, and I don't know. I guess I just didn't want to go into it having any regrets. There were so many things that I could have done, but I chose gaming mainly because I'm a big fan of Corey Kenshin. So, you know, I chose gaming, and I was like, oh man, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love gaming, but like, you know, my heart, it was in it for a while, and then it stopped. The magic for it died, and I was like, oh, dang. And I didn't know if it was like genuinely my heart, or just the fact that the mental tax was getting to me, because eventually it was going to get to me, and I knew this. So I then decided to switch to music. And that's where like kind of a whole nother story arc starts. I know this is a long video. I get it. Y'all didn't ask for my life story. I understand. Some of y'all probably clicked off this video by now, but for those of y'all who stayed, those 10 people that I have as subscribers right now. Oh man, I don't even know if anybody's gonna see this, but anyway, that's when I started going into music, and I was like, yo, let me just try something a little bit different. So I went into music for the first time, and it was rough. I didn't know what the freak I was doing, and I was looking up tutorials, and I was looking up I saw this thing called FL Studio, but I noticed it cost money. I was like, that's one thing I don't have. So this was before I found out that they had a trial version. So I would use this program called Audacity, which is funny. You can make music with Audacity because I've done it a lot, and you know, it was horrible, it was horrendous, but it was still music. And I would always show it to my classmates in school, and they were like, yo, this is like really good, dude. How are you so good at this? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if it's like actual natural talent or the fact that I've been listening to music for years, and then my brain just kind of like solved the puzzle a little bit and kind of understood the equation, because I had most of the variables. There's still a few variables that I don't have and I have yet to grasp, but that honestly comes with time and practice with what I'm doing. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I was making music with Audacity. I made a Nathan Drake rap. Went ahead and remade it, as you guys can tell when you look at my video. Made a Nathan Drake rap, made a God of War rap, made a Five Nights at Freddy's rap, made 2 of them actually. I made a the Baby in Yellow rap, made all these different raps using this software, and you know, I'm thinking to myself like, crap, I'm not that good. Or at least that's what I told myself. A lot of people looking from the outside in told me I was absolutely amazing, that I had a really big talent, but I didn't see it, man. So I quit, I deleted my channel, and that was the end of that for like a few months. Then proceeded to come back and actually do a little bit more research, and found out FL Studio was free. I had a trial version. So I downloaded it, tried it out. Second time I made my channel, I did a Ghostface rap, I did John Wick, I did Venom, I did Bloodhounds. I was just kind of rapping about anything, to be honest with you. And I deleted that too, because I then had another epiphany. Frick, I'm not good, you know? And now I'm back at it again, doing this again. And when I first started out, like I got 2 videos in, and then I had that epiphany again, where I was just not good, couldn't do this to myself. And I'm like, yo, this is the 3rd time. The 3rd time that my mind put me in that state. This is the 3rd time that I let my emotions win and my emotions control my life. Because for years, people have been telling me, yo, there's so much you can do. There's so much natural talent with music, and I just need to access it, and it's something that I really can do. And I'm thinking to myself, dang, what if I like listen to those people and actually like do it? Just be myself. Like, I don't have to be anybody else. I don't gotta be JT Music. I don't gotta be DPS. I don't gotta be Dizzy A. Just be myself, man. I think that's like partly the reason why I'm making this video, is to kind of just be real with y'all for a little bit, or at least for once, because it's probably the only time you're gonna see my face for a while, I guess. So I'm just like, might as well see my face, you know what I'm saying? You know, go ahead and document this. But yeah, that's pretty much what got me into music, man. Like that's what helped me out a little bit. It definitely helped me out a little bit, to the point where, well, every now and again I'll be like, oh man, is my music good enough? And then I'll tell myself, yes it is, because you have been hearing that same argument for a really long time now. It's time that you accept that your music is good enough, you know? So yeah, I'm Decker Woods. I make raps about games, or basically just anything. I got a Beekeeper rap coming out next, or this next week. If you haven't seen it already, got a Jinx rap. I think that's one of my best ones so far. Mainly just because my mixing and mastering is a little bit better than it was before. Anyway, so far I'm just rapping about video games, just doing my own thing, you know. This is, guys, honestly, this is just a little side hobby that I do on the side. I keep coming back to it because it's something that I do want to pursue professionally, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm not going to go into this with the intent of pursuing this professionally. I'm just going to do this because this is fun to do. This is just something that I really want to do. If it doesn't turn into anything special and nothing big, hey, I mean, at least I'm not going to have any regrets with what I want to do, which is follow my heart. And my heart is telling me, yo, music would do you some good. Music can really let you come loose with the emotions and what you're battling in your mind. Shoot, I might have came up with a few new bars because of that. But yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry. This video is probably like 15 minutes long. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of y'all ear. But you know, I just wanted to come on here, say my little 2 cents and whatnot, and yeah. Without further ado, my name's Deca Woods. Hopefully you guys will join me in this journey. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.